sige, naabot naman kita yung interview. Just in case lang, or let's say, for example, naabot na siya sa phase nga nakapasar siya sa exam ba ron. Kunya, murag interesting ang iyang kuha, kaya i-follow niya yung suggestions. Nag-interview na siya. Taga-isag ko na po ka ng practical tips lang po, or guide na pwedeng gamiton sa katunaa sa ana nga stage. Interview ko na ka para na kay chance nga makakuha ba. Say kinahanglan.
Who answer? Apart sa imong answers kay be pleasant. You don't have to be beautiful. Like,
Nalisuro ano eh.
di ba ka beautiful?
Kami mga dili, kami mga maot.
Bitaw
O
ko
sa
answers.
mo?
So, bitaw ikan siya. Just be pleasant. Like, and also be respectful. Kay, sometimes, ang issue manggod sa mga well-experienced, kay the rudeness of the answer. You would come off as rude because you've been flaunting so much about your experiences. And then, kaning wala na gipangutana, but you keep on adding spice to it. And then, wala na. The back of the mind of the HR or the interviewer kay, are you done? Nga na siya. So, be pleasant. Second is, kana jud imong mga answer ka ng hand gestures, imong paglingkod, you copy as well what the interviewer is doing. Obviously, as na kung naay mga bad mannerisms sa'yo, but if you see nga relaxed ang just be relaxed because that is your cue nga this interview is not an interrogation. This is just a conversation. I just wanted to know you and to assess if there is a place ang company na ikaw ang fill in. Ay nga na siya. Another is, of course, imong answers ani sir kanang if there are questions na medyo dili ka makasabot, okay, we go through that. Night times nga lang, it's not my day. Like, I'm zoning off. Ask questions, dude. There's nothing wrong. And always remember that the only stupid question that you can ever have is something that you have never asked.
Okay, that's a good point.
Ask lang. Ask lang. Kaysa mag-story-storya ka ba niya? Alam, laging dito yung bangutana.
Mas masama mo yung sound like kanang wala ka ibaw kaysa mangutana ka, at least ma-verify pa rin.
Yes, asking question doesn't make you dumb man.
Okay. Now, ang uban man god po nga mo recommend is you just need to be yourself. You don't have to pretend who you are not, diba?
Of course.
So, does that mean or are you okay with the recommendation or suggestion or advice na you need to be authentic?
I would say yes, but there is always a thin line between authenticity and being rude.
Okay.
So you can be authentic. You can even say, I don't have an experience with this, but then supply it with something that is related to what was the question about. But if you want to just be there, sit and just flaunt about yourself that you are this and you are that, that comes off as rude at times. So, careful lang ta. It's the right words. You can still be authentic, but be respectful sa mga words.
Mo-apply ba niya sa, let's say, there are different types of personalities.
Yes, sir.
And ang uban, kinahanglan mo mo trabaho. So, regardless kung introvert ka or extrovert ka,
Yes, sir.
kung introvert ko, unsao man ako, maglisod mo kung ano uban yung mag-isulti. When I say maglisod kay, kung introvert ko, there's a tendency nga, ako mga tubag is panagsara yun. Kamera ko is dito, magbura na pa. So, doesn't it make me like less interested or
No.
Dito na backfire na ko?
It's not your fault.
Okay.
It's the job of the interviewer to get the answer that she wants to get by asking discovery questions.
Okay.
Follow-up questions. By asking the right follow-up question, the applicant will be able to divulge the answer that he is comfortable giving and authentic enough to give out to the interviewer. Again, monitor bawas sa interviewer.
So, kinahanglan sa di ay nga, ang mag-interview nimo kanang taas siya idea. Dili lang yun na murag power-tripping na siya, tiket ka makasama.
That's why I don't even recommend na if, like, let's say, for example, I am interviewing people, but let's say I have my period.
Oh.
Listen, ako, sakit
Oh,
akong ulo na.
oh.
I will not. I would instead move the interview kaysa ako ma-project akong emotion, akong bodily dysfunctions today.
Oh.
Sa ayaw, wait, you don't deserve that, man. Applicants do not deserve that. So, move the kuan. Na may responsibility po ang interviewers.
Ato to sa laing na personality. What if pareha na ko extrovert or hindi man ko extrovert noon. Pero bang daghang ikasulti. Daghang ikasulti. So, naaba kay advice po kung
yes. So, the interviewer also would need to know when to cut off people.
Siya lang yapon.
Siya, dapat. Kaya naman may tendency, sir, na because we just wanna talk, di ka kabantay nga, hala, ako na lang nagstorya. Siya kaya,
pero if nakabantay ka nga, ikaw na lang nagstorya, pero ganda po ka.
Kung ingana, sa imo nga side, sa applicant nga side, you have to be mentally aware nga, you're already talking so much. There are even people nga kanigyan mag-count sa ilang mga words when and then when they go beyond the number of words that they are supposed to say, i-cut off nila. I mean, of course, the right way of ending the sentence, the paragraph itself, makabantay sila. Like, nang-click ba nga, ay, I'm talking too much na ana. So, it's really a mental awareness for sure.
Okay. So, nag-interview na. Okay, so, whether introvert ka or extrovert, nahuman na ang interview. So, unsa ang best practices after the interview? Imo ba silang pangutan-on? Is it best practice ba nga? Okay, so what's next, ma'am? Do I need to wait or can I expect a call or ano?
It's okay. You can always ask that because that shows interest man sa imong kwan. But do not say nga kanang because I still have interviews with other companies. It would come off to the kanang interviewer nga nagpugos sa kag aray. Napare kailangan tuon it's okay to ask.
So, why na pa ako? So, no. The intention was, when I tried that, I'm not quite sure kung kapila, is to give an impression na, dili ra ikaw ang kung ba. Pero, so, you're saying na, dili siya good practice. Okay.
You can ask questions, pero katong nga line nga mo nga, kanang napamugoy lang interview, ayaw.
Okay.
There's always a better way of saying that. You can even say, I appreciate the time. Thank you so much for interviewing me today. I would just like to know, ma'am, like, what would be the next step? Because I'm really excited about the role, and I am so, I'm enthused to be part of the team. Ayaw na sumpahig laing.
Okay. So, butang na to, for the same, let's say, within that month, nang-apply ko 5 ka buok. Wala pa rin ko nadungog. Nadunggan nga feedback from them after, let's say, a month. Or is there like a stage or a period na makaingon ka nga, wala na ko ato?
Sir. For me, wait for 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Kay, you also have bills to pay, man. Once you're done with the interview and you feel like, naman siya inkling, sir nga, marami, ni flank mo ko ato. Gabo man dyan to an interview for me. No? Move on and,
So, wala kayo buhaton? Di na promote?
You can go ahead and send, as I always tell my students, after the interview, give it like a day or two, send a thank you letter to the interviewer. Obviously, you have the email address, you have the name, and then of course, ay mong EA mo ang thank you letter. Ibutang dyan dito, always make sure na i-pinpoint dito nga specific na nahitabo during the interview that would also make the interviewer remember you.
Kailangan mo kayo sa interview, no?
True.
Actually, that's a good nga strategy. Kay mura let's say, kung mingon ka nga, okay, it's been 2 days, and then, pasalamat ka, nag-interview ka, ganyan ka, murag niingon ka ba nga, move forward na ko, thank you tayo, ato niya, makinong dumakot, wala, paon mo ka na mo, wala lang ka,
siya, sir.
Reminder na sa.
And then, mga naman sa din, sila always remember nga, the interviewer would also tell you, I will message you next week.
Okay.
So, let's say, the interview happened on Friday. Pagka Monday, kay next week naman dyan na. Give it like maybe until Wednesday, and you can send an email, I would just like to follow up, blah, 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 ana. Pero, after ng Wednesday, wala pa gani, until Friday, send another email ini ka Monday. Okay, next week man tayong gingon, pero ayaw sa i-bombard ang kuan.
Kulit na kayo kastanan.
Okay, di na dyan mo nabasahon. May mo nang spam mo email.
Sakto. Okay, daghan pa tayo ko pangutanan mo, pero I know you have a lot of things on your plate, and just in case lang na ay mga gusto mo reach out nimo kay mao ko nga mo migrate ba ka. So, kung na gusto mo reach out nimo online or unsa ba pamagi, asa mo kanila makontak?
Yeah, you can actually follow my page. My page is named VA sa Pamilya.
Okay.
So that's VA space SA space Pamilya. Or you can even send me an email sa Rose, ROSE, Hernandez VA at gmail.com. Again, Rose Hernandez VA at gmail.com.
Okay, thank you kay Rose. Thank you kayo.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, bye-bye.